Hi Sharks, welcome back to this episode of SharC Bites. I first of all want to apologize for not having a video out for quite a while. I have not been feeling well, and I think that the stress over my disability fight has really taken its toll on my health, and so I've been down and out quite a bit. And today I have a killer migraine, but I figured I could spend a few minutes talking with you. So I'll update you on what's been going on. Like I said, with me, I have been going to doctor's appointments and talking to doctors about getting new information for my disability so that I can help provide substantial information for them to go on when they review again. Also, I've been working on my attorney. I've changed attorneys and I'm waiting on the name of a new attorney, and I just realized oh no, never mind. But I am still pursuing that fight, and I got all my records from my long-term disability provider. A lot of you have been asking me if I'm talking about Social Security. I am not, at least not at this point. I do receive Social Security benefits. When you go on long-term disability, if it's Unum, which is the nation's top disability provider for long-term disability insurance, they're like AAA, as far as disability goes. They want their money back, as much of it as they can get. So what they do is they have their own attorneys fight for you to get your Social Security, which is what happened. My Social Security went through without a hitch, and as it should have, because I am disabled. But I still have my Social Security. Then my long-term disability pays up to 60%. So whatever Social Security does not cover, up to that 60% of my wage that I was receiving at the time of my disability, they then again add on to that so that it comes to 60%. And that's how it works. So I've lost probably 40% of my pay with them denying my continuance on disability, and their basis for cutting me off has been social media. So if you're fighting to get disability, stay away from social media as much as possible. It's sad because I haven't done anything on here, and I still feel that I've not done anything on here that would show them that I'm not disabled. I think that the fact they think that I'm doing this 8 hours a day, and you all know that's not the case. So anyway, enough with that. The next thing is, since I haven't been feeling well, I've been working on lettering, hand lettering, because I want to make my sketch journals, my sketchbooks, look nicer. When I'm done with my artwork, I want to be able to do nice lettering in it so that it reads more like a book, like many of the other urban sketchers do or journalists do. So then as I was working on that, I had been seeing for years this thing about bullet journaling. And there's a guy by the name of Ryder Carroll. It's R-Y-D-E-R, and his last name I think has 2 R's and maybe 2 L's, but I think it's C-A-R-R-O-L. You can find him here on YouTube. Even if you spell it wrong, I'm sure he'll come up. He was the inventor of the bullet journal so that he could get more organized with his assignments, tasks, appointments, work calendar, all of that. And he came up with this way of doing it. And it is copyrighted. And then others have also made some really cool changes to the way he was doing his bullet journals. And because they're a very personal thing, then they also got involved with Ryder Carroll, and they put their ideas in on his website. Anytime you make any changes or any claims on the bullet journal, you have to speak to him because it is copyrighted. But if you're just showing people your journals and what you like to do, that's fine. So I started a bullet journal. At first I bought a practice bullet journal and was destroying it because I was confused on what I needed. They're very personal. They start with an index, and this is my index. And then I have like 3 pages of index so that if I'm going through my book during the year, I can write the pages down, what it is, and put it in my index so it's easier to find. All the pages are numbered. If you buy a book that's not numbered, you can number the pages. And then I have the key on how Ryder Carroll does his signifiers and symbols and stuff. Then the Calendex is something that I've used also, if you're familiar with bullet journaling. I haven't put anything in it, but that's my Calendex. And this was done by a guy named Eddie Hope, who put his information also on Ryder Carroll's website. And then from there I went into my future log, which I put down all of the future things that are happening on months that I'm not working on yet, because you don't fill all the months up in your book until you get to that month. So you'd write everything on your future log, and then when that month comes up, you can add the things from the month and put them into your calendar. And then from there, I did things like video ideas that I come up with while I'm out and about. I'm still using my YouTube book to put my notes in for my videos and that kind of thing. Then from BuJo Berry, who is another YouTuber that does bullet journaling, and she does an awesome job at it. I've taken some of her ideas and made them my own. One of them was my 2017 goals and intentions. And I have down my financial intentions, physical, spiritual, relational, and mental intentions. And then I went on to this level 10 life, which is something that, excuse me, something that BuJo Berry explains on her website, or her channel, I'm sorry, and on her blog. Basically that if I want to look at different areas of my life, I give them a score, and I want to strive to be a level 10. Some of them I'm very low on, and that has to do with my health. One of them's my environment. Cleaning is so difficult for me, so I've only given it about a 3. My health and wellness, I've given a 1.5, because right now I'm struggling a lot. Contributions, those aren't just financial, but also any volunteering or anything like that you might do. Spirituality and faith, I gave a 5.5 because I can always make that better. Recreation, I gave a 1 because I do nothing. I don't go anywhere. I don't do anything because of my health, which really sucks, and I'd love to change that. Hopefully when the weather gets nicer, I'll feel a little bit better and I can get out and do a little more. Art, I gave a 7, although this week it's been a 0. And then relationships, I gave a 5. And that's because my husband does more for me than I do for him. And I wish I could change that. I want to change that. But right now, I just don't feel well enough, you know. And I'm not saying that so you guys go, oh, poor Sharon. That's not why I'm saying that. Just letting you know. Then I do a monthly calendar by putting my days down the side. And then I write AM, PM, or all day, which are like holidays and events that happen all day long, AM, and then PM, and then any notes that I want to take. And I also put a little calendar down in the corner for fast reference so that I know what day something falls on, you know, what day a date falls on. And then I do my daily calendar, where I put all my tasks and everything, and then I check them off as I do them. I've only been doing it a few days. I also put the weather in, which is something I got from BuJo Berry. I like to follow the weather and see how things are changing. If I have a migraine that day, has the weather affected it? It's been raining here since Sunday evening, and today is Thursday. So for 4 full days, it's rained nonstop. We've had thunderstorms and all sorts of stuff. Then I also have something on here called a time log, which I've changed. And today, I've added it on to, I've given it extra space because a lot of my time I do different things throughout the day, and I want to be able to get the half hour in there. And then I color code things like my morning routine, getting ready to go. This was for class and schoolwork. My sleep, I haven't put in yet. I also made a pain tracker so that I can track my pain. And that's how I track it, my AM and then my PM pain. So today that today was my AM pain, and then tonight I'll put my PM pain in. If I need to take any breakthrough medication, the days I change my patches so that I can follow along and tell my doctor exactly how I'm doing. I can show this to my doctor when I go to my doctor's appointments, although I don't know if he'll care about the frilliness. I also do a habit tracker where I track different habits and things that I've been doing. And right now, like yesterday, I went to my doctor and she said I sounded wheezy. My voice sounded funny. So she has me doing peak flows and my Ventolin inhalers for 3 days. I didn't feel it. She said she heard it. So I said, yes, ma'am. And so I'm tracking that so that I remember. I didn't put today's on yet. I did the morning one. I got to do the night one. But there's different things on here, like watering my plants, the hot tub, my daily prayer, AM and PM. I'm really bad at nighttime prayers, as you can see. My urban sketching plein air, which has been blank artwork. So I tracked that, but one of the big things I've been tracking too, especially for my disability, this is my rock your handwriting prompts for the month also, which I'm doing. The markers that I use in my journal, these are my Tombows, my Staedtler fine liners, and my Iron Lac fine liners that came from Sketchbox, which I do love. But the one thing that I added in there was a sleep log, and my sleep log is taken from my smartwatch here, which gives me my hours of sleep. And last night I slept really well, and I overslept till like 9:30 this morning. But I can see the hours that I wake up, when I sleep, when I wake up, when I sleep, that kind of thing. And then it tells me also the efficiency of my sleep by movement and heart rate and all of that. My actual sleep time, it tells me my motionless time when I'm in a deep sleep, which is not enough. 50 minutes was the other day. My restlessness time, like 42 minutes of restlessness time during my sleep cycle, which is due to pain. My light sleep waking up time, which is too high because I don't go into a deep sleep, so I'm always exhausted. And the calories I burned, and then notes, whether I took a muscle relaxer for my muscle spasms or if I took a pain pill or whatever. And then also the hours that I spent in bed trying to get that sleep. So I track all of that, and I put it all in over here, the times that I sleep, the times that I wake up. So it shows sleep, wake up, sleep, wake up, sleep, wake up, sleep, wake up, when I get up and move and all of that. So hopefully I can use this also at the time of my disability hearing to show them my sleep cycles. Then I did a little bit of artwork. This is one thing that I did in here with some pen, and then I just colored it in with my Tombows. And then I started doing a gratitude page, and this is it. Instead of writing things out, I just decided to do words and symbols. So those were just a couple things that I wrote in, and I'm just getting started with it. And also my Rock Your Handwriting. This was yesterday's. I didn't want to post it because it was how do you feel about yourself, and there was a lot of personal stuff in there that I didn't really feel like sharing. And then today, and I have to finish today. These are all the tasks I need to do, which I'm going to end up migrating most of them over to tomorrow because I can't do that much in a day. So that's my sleep, or my bullet journal, and I've been working on that while I've been laying down and stuff, and not painting because I haven't felt good enough. The next thing I wanted to tell you about was the gouache palette that I made. I wanted to show you. I just checked it today and I thought, oh my gosh, it is still wet, you guys. The paint is still fully wet. See? The only one that's drying is the Winsor & Newton one. That's the one that's drying. And it's not dry. It's just, see, it's not dry. But it's drying. But it would be easy to reactivate because it's soft. But anyway, pretty impressive, huh? I took the sponge out, rinsed it out really well, and put it back in so that it wouldn't mold. And I keep checking it. I haven't checked it, though, since last week, so I was impressed by that. Another thing I wanted to tell you, one of my viewers by the name of Alexis, I believe, Sarah, she commented to me yesterday. She said, Sharon, I've been looking all over for your DIY watercolor palette video, and I can't find it. And I said, oh, it's there. It's like from 8 months ago. It's way back at the beginning. She said, well, if you have the link, could you send it to me? I did a search and it's gone. It completely disappeared. It was my most viewed video on my channel and it disappeared. And if any of you are unfamiliar with it, this is my DIY palette. It was taken from another woman who did a DIY palette, not copyrighted. She did hers a little bit differently. I referred to her in my video, and so they couldn't have taken it down for anything like that. There was no music, so there was no copyright infringement there. Something happened, and it just disappeared. So I contacted YouTube. I'm waiting to hear back. Hopefully they've already responded, but all I had was the title of my video and my channel. I looked for it by doing a search of everybody's, and it doesn't come up. It was called DIY watercolor palette. But anyway, if it does not turn up, I'm going to redo it and show you exactly how I did this palette. And there were some changes I made, and that video was very poorly made. It was one of my first videos. Oops! And that doesn't help either. I just knocked all of them out of there. Oh my gosh. It's a good thing I've got a magnetic chart on the front so that I know where my colors go. But anyway, I'll do that in a minute. So I'm going to try and find it. Hopefully it will turn up. If it doesn't, I'm going to redo it in a quick video. Obviously, I won't be filling pans and all of that because I already have them filled, but I can show you how I went about it. So Alexis, if I don't get that video back, which is really a shame, and I don't have it backed up. I know, you guys, I'm so bad at it. My computer is old, and transferring everything from my phone to computer on Windows 10, they were fighting. They weren't working together. I'm going to try it again, but I've got lots of videos that I need to upload to my external drive, which is not being recognized either in my computer. It won't run. So I'm going to have to take my computer in. But it's just a headache, something that I don't have the time or energy to deal with. I suppose I have the time. I have all the time in the world, but I just don't have any energy to do it. So that's why I haven't done it. So if that's the case, I'm going to have to redo the video. I also deleted one by accident, and when you delete it, it's gone. There's no, are you sure you want to do this button? I bumped it by accident, and I was like, oh, no, don't go, and I couldn't reverse it. It was gone, but it was just my first vlog in my SharC Bites playlist, so that was no big deal. That one didn't bother me too much. Didn't have a lot of views. These don't get a lot of views anyway, just you that watch me regularly. And what else? I'm going to be doing book reviews on these urban sketching handbooks. I've mentioned them to you before. Right now, I only have 3 of them. I have Understanding Perspective, which I bought when I first started wanting to learn how to draw buildings and that kind of thing. Then I bought the Architecture and Cityscapes book, which is by Gabriel Campanario, and I really love his books. As you know, I did a review on one of his books on urban sketching, which is excellent. It's my favorite urban sketching book. And he's fine with me sharing his books. Personally, I spoke to him, and he's great with it. And so are Stephanie Bauer and Veronica Lawler, I have to get in touch with. But this one is Reportage and Documentary Drawing, and that one is by Veronica Lawler. And this basically tells you how to do an urban sketching book, the way urban sketchers started the whole urban sketching movement. It basically gives you the tips and techniques for drawing on location, and for setting up your book, and all that. We'll get into it. But anyway, I'm going to do a review on these 3 books. That's going to be coming up soon. If I'm not feeling better and good enough to paint, I will be doing these first. But I'm going to do one at a time because I want to spend some time on each book. And these are excellent books. If you're interested in them, and many of you probably already have them, They're nice little handbooks. They're easy to carry with you. They have the like sketchbook rubber band closure, which is really nice. So if you want to carry a book with you, it's not going to get caught and get ruined because you've got something holding it closed, and you can stick it right in your sketch bag because they're nice and small. So anyway, I think that I've covered everything. I didn't want this video to go over 20 minutes, so I'm going to say be courageous, paint with wild abandon, and most of all, be kind to each other. And I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.